Good day, everyone. Today, I will be talking about the PSA data breach, an issue that highlights the growing importance of cybersecurity and data privacy in our digital society. In today's world, personal information is stored and processed online more than ever before. While this makes government services faster and more convenient, it also increases the risk of cyber attacks. When sensitive data is exposed, it can lead to serious problems such as identity theft, financial fraud, and loss of public trust. This is why this is why the data breach involved the Philippine Statistic Authority became a major concern. The PSA handles some of the most important personal records of Filipino citizens, making this incident especially alarming. So, in the background, the Philippine Statistic Authority or PSA is the government agency responsible for collecting, managing, and safeguarding vital records of Filipino citizens. These records include birth certificates, certificate, death records, and information related to the Philippine Identification System or National ID. Because these documents are used in banking, employment, education, and other official transactions, the data stored by PSA is extremely sensitive and valuable. As the Philippine government continues to adopt digital system, PSA records are increasingly stored and accessed through online platforms. While this improves efficiency and accessibility, it also creates new cybersecurity risks. Large databases that contain millions of personal records can become targets for cybercriminal, especially if security systems are weak or outdated. Around 2023, reports emerged about a data breach involving Philippine government system. A ransomware hacking group known as Medusa claimed that it had gained unauthorized access to and leak sensitive data concerning to PSA related information. This caused serious concern among citizens as leaked personal data can be used for identity theft, fraud, and other cybercrime. Although the PSA clarified that its main system were not directly compromised, experts believe that related or interconnected systems may have been affected. The situation revealed how vulnerable in one system can impact multiple government agencies when databases are shared or linked together. Overall, these incidents expose weaknesses in government cybersecurity and emphasizing the need of strong data protection, measuring to ensure the safety of citizens and personal information.
Okay, now let's discuss the compromised data, causes ng breach, and the legal context ng PSA data breach. So, for compromised data, so iba't ibang klase yung sensitive information and yung na-expose, kasama dito yung personal information. Like yung full names, birth dates, at yung addresses na pwedeng magamit sa identity theft. So, and nandiyan din yung civil status at national ID details na sensitive dahil pwede itong gamitan para sa unauthorized access sa services. And lastly, pati yung contact details tulad ng phone numbers at emails ay na-compromise. Kaya tumataas yung risk ng phishing, scams, at saka spam messages. And next, for the causes of the breach, may may ilang key factors kung bakit ito nangyari. Una, weak cybersecurity. So, ibig sabihin, mahina yung security ng system kaya madaling napasok ng hackers. So, pangalawa, phishing kung saan niloloko yung mga users or employees sa pamamagitan ng fake emails or messages para makuha yung kanilang login credentials. And panghuli is yung system vulnerabilities. Ito yung mga butas sa system tulad ng outdated o unpatched software na na-exploit ng attackers. And lastly, sa framework, may mga batas na sumasaklaw dito under the Data Privacy Act of 2012, required yung required yung required yung organizations na protektahan yung personal data ng mga tao. And the second one is Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012. May mga batas laban sa hacking at online fraud at higit sa lahat may obligations yung organizations na mag-report ng breaches and magpatupad ng security measures at sumunod sa data protection laws. So, overall, pinapakita ng incident na to kung gaano ka-importante yung strong cybersecurity and proper compliance sa data privacy laws.
Now, proceed naman tayo sa impact on individuals. Sa impact on individuals, nai-involve yung identity theft, financial fraud, and phishing attacks. When it comes on identity theft, ito yung mga sensitive data or confidential data natin na na-expose without our authorized. And then, sa financial fraud, ito yung naglilid ng financial risk para sa atin. Like for example, since na-access nila yung mga some info natin, so they can take it as or to apply loan. So it should be a financial risk for us and for phishing attacks. So the victims can also experience phishing attacks where scammer exploit personal data to trick individuals into revealing more sensitive information kung saan mas nakakalat yung mga sensitive info o data ng mga users even na hindi dapat ito. The next. And then next one is the impact on government and society. So, isa sa pinaka natatamaan kapag may mga data breach na nangyayari is yung trust ng mga users or ng mga tao sa government. Nawawala yung mga tiwala nila since na-involve dito yung mga personal information nila or any sensitive data. And actually kasama na din yung liabilities and cybercrime, which is yung mga consequence across the government. Siyempre na-expose yung mga potential liabilities due to failure protecting their sensitive data. And for cybercrime, of course, ito din yung mga malaki na impact pagdating sa mga government kasi it unders law and it fostering the climate of fear and hesitation towards embracing digital government service. May mga users na pwedeng hindi na sumunod sa kanila or like for example in PSA, pwedeng may mga part doon na hindi na nila ilalagay kahit kailangan talaga kasi nga pinoprotektahan nila yung mga sensitive data nila na nagagamit ng mga hacker. And next one. And we have real life scenario here which is the one's identity theft experience, cautionary tale. Ang term ng cautionary, ito lang parang a warning para sa mga user. So, impact of data breach. One personal information was leaked, leading to unauthorized loan approvals and significant financial stress, highlighting the real danger of data leaks. Like what I said before, since nakakalat na yung mga sensitive data natin, may mga loan app kasi na hindi na kailangan ng mga face detection. So, ID lang, ganun na kapag loan ka na. So, si Juan, hindi siya aware doon na nagamit na yung ID niya para makakuha ng loan, which is hindi niya alam kung saan napupunta yung pera, hindi niya alam kung sino yung kumukuha ng pera. And next one. So, yung magiging response ng government doon, investigation measures and public advisories. Since hindi nila alam kung sino yung tao or mga hacker na nag-loan or kumuha ng mga pera na yon gamit yung mga info ni Juan, yung government is gagawa ng investigation para ma-detect kung sino ba yung responsible sa third party na naganap. And then sa measures, of course, i-measure nila yung strengthen ng protection ng isang system. Bakit nakagawa ng or nakakuha ng loan yung isang tao even though hindi sa kanya yung ID. And then the public advisories as yung halimbawa, meron kayong physical ID like national ID ganun. Hindi lang siya basta-basta like dinadala sa kung saan. Isa din kasi mga threat yun para sa atin. Like for example, nakuha yun ng mga tao like meron din na kagaya ng sabi ko kanina, may app na hindi kailangan ng face detection. So, pwede nilang i-apply yun as a loan na hindi mo alam na may utang ka na pala. And then, next one, so, these are the prevention and mitigation na kailangan natin i-apply para maiwasan natin yung mga ganong bagay. First, sa cybersecurity, kailangan alam natin itong most important law na to pagdating sa mga ganun. Kasi, na i-strengthen natin or nabibigyan natin ng more security yung mga bagay na hindi dapat natin nilalabas even though we're comfortable with that person. And then sa audits, the security audits helps identify vulnerabilities and ensure compliance with industry standards, thereby enhancing overall data protection measures. Of course, kailangan natin i-monitor or i-check yung mga bawat accounts natin. And then, titignan natin kung may mga nababawas ba or nadadagdag. Kasi, isa din yun sa mga importante na dapat natin ginagawa na other people not aware of that. And for encryption, avoid oversharing. Yun lang yung pinaka-point dito sa encryption. Avoid natin yung oversharing and dapat meron tayong encrypting data kung saan may mga keyword tayo na pang-decrypt sa mga data na yun. Like, hindi natin siya sinishare ng ganun lang. And next one, and for individual data protection, we have oversharing, phishing, and monitoring here. Like guys, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, oversharing, limitahan natin yung pag-overshare natin even though we're comfortable on that person. Kasi hindi natin alam, baka nag-away kayo other day. So, yung mga info mo, kaya hawak niya pala yung ID mo, pwede niyang gamitin sa anumang frauds or scams against sa'yo. And for phishing, iwasan natin yung pag-click or pag-click ng mga link or sites ng especially yung mga bagay na bago sa atin. Kasi kadalasan mga users ngayon is really naive. Even kasi meron mga apps na or sites na pambait like sasabihin nila sa inyo may mga rewards connected din yun sa phishing or or other parts is urgency. Pwede din nilang gawin yon like kailangan mo tong ganyan, kailangan mo tong i-click para ganyan. Pero hindi mo alam, meron na palang nangyayari behind that. And for monitoring, always check our accounts. That's the keyword on monitoring. Even though may mga laman yan or walang laman, kasi hindi naman natin masasabi kung gagamitin natin yung account na yan. Halimbawa, ngayon, walang laman yan. And then the other day, lalagyan mo ng laman, hindi mo na siya malalagyan kasi nga may naka-access ng iba. So, always check our account. Any account, even though it is bank or e-commerce or any. And next one is but before we proceed to the conclusion, I would like to add some more info about the PSA data breach, which is yung PSA data breach talaga is hindi talaga nag-start sa company ng PSA or PSA talaga. Nag-umpisa ito sa CMBS, the Community-Based Management System or CBMS, which is under siya ng government. Yung hacker talaga, tinarget na talaga yung specific na database nun, which is yung database na yon parang shared database siya ng mga PSA. Kaya merong info ng PSA na na-involve doon, which is na-expose and na-posted online. Kaya na-involve siya as isa sa mga nagkaroon ng fraud during that time. Kaya tinawag siya na PSA data breach. Pero hindi talaga galing sa mismong PSA yung naganap na scams or any frauds. And now proceed to the conclusion. The crucial role of cybersecurity, emphasizing data privacy in today's digital landscape. Effectively safeguarding our data is vital for maintaining trust and protecting individual privacy against cyber threats. So, yung pinaka-pinpoint lang naman nito is always be secure, hindi lang para sa ating sarili, even though sa mga accounts natin, and avoid oversharing na lang. And the one of the most important thing is always monitor our accounts. And that's all. Thank you.